What it do, H-Town, what it do? On today's rundown, I have two positions that still has huge question marks and should be addressed by head coach DeMeco Rookies and general manager Nick Caserio.
I'm going to tell you all about how much fun you're going to have this season.
Also, topic number 2, baby. Rookie mini camps over the weekend. Who stood out, who didn't? What head coach DeMeco Rookies like when he saw the rookies on the field? And last but not least, in the third topic, baby, should Nico Collins get an extension before the start of the season or before he hit free agency? H-Town, get your listening ears ready, strap up your boots, and let's go.
Hey, Houston fans, I am so happy.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1.
Are you ready? I was born for this. Look, every Sunday, I don't give a, whenever we play, I get that text. Are you ready?
Texans!
The pitch. And Altuve hits it in the air pretty deep to left. Carter is back at the wall, leaps, and it is gone! It's gone! How do you like that?
One game at a time.
Green still with it. Gets it back, lets it fly, and got it!
Win 2, 1, 2.
Welcome back, H-Town. Welcome back. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to spend a few minutes here on Everything H-Town Sports Debate Show. I'm your dreadhead host, Hot Topic TV, and like always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you can get the latest Flames and the latest Texans, Astros, and Rockets news that your boy dropped. But on to the first topic, baby. I have two positions that still has huge question marks, and Nick Caserio and head coach DeMeco Rookies must address the positions. All right, let's get on to the topic, baby. I'm looking at the depth chart right now, the Houston Texans depth chart. We had a pretty solid draft. By most experts, Nick Caserio had a solid draft. I don't know if these guys were really like rotational pieces, like good depth pieces, or are these guys truly going to compete to start this season? But a lot of the analysts, and the scouts around the league think Nick Caserio and said that general manager Nick Caserio had a good draft. But we will see, like I said, these rookies got to get in there. This roster is stacked for the most part. There are positions that I believe the Houston Texans need to address. And one of the positions I believe the Houston Texans still need to address, they grabbed a guy, I believe a running back in the 6th round, Gerard Jordan. Sorry if I ain't say his name, but I think it's Gerard Jordan. They grabbed him in the 6th round. He looked like he could be like a home run hitter. He has some, change of direction, speed, some good hands. But he's a 6th rounder, man. So you can't put too much stock in a rookie running back that's a 6th rounder because it's a lot that they have to learn and know, like as far as match protections, being able to stay in and block, period. Dude, that is a big duty for a rookie running back and a lot to learn. Damien Pierce was in his 2nd year and he could not grasp this system. He couldn't grasp it. He's going into year 3, year 2 of the system. I'm not going to put too much stock in Damien Pierce being the guy because he was a 4th round pick as well. He wasn't a full-time starter at Florida. So we do need some running back help, man. I don't know if it's via a veteran that's out there, man, someone that we can take a look at and grab and add to this roster. Maybe it's someone that's going to get cut out after they make cut downs from the 90-man roster to the 53-man roster. Maybe it's someone in there that Nick Caserio like. But right now on this roster at the RB position, we have Joe Mixon, which we know he's the penciled-in starter. Right now at RB2, they have Damien Pierce, which that's still a huge question mark. Dre Ogunbowale, I can't say his name, Ogunbowale, sorry if I said it wrong, but we also have him, and he's a part-time kicker as well. And then we have Gerard Jordan, man. That's That's not a lot of hope at the RB position, man, because if anything happened to Joe Mixon and he has to go out for any amount of time, I do not have trust in the backups, man. I mean, I like what Damien Pierce did. I was one of the truthers, Damien Pierce truthers, for what he did in a Pep Hamilton offense, man. I don't know. Pep Hamilton didn't know his offense, but Damien Pierce succeeded in the Pep Hamilton offense, and I'm not really sure why he couldn't seem to grasp the system of Bobby Slowick or the Shanahan Kubiak type system. I'm not really sure, but he looked horrible. He admitted it to like some local reporters. I believe the guys off of 610 Radio. So he let those guys know that it was something that he could not fix in season. He would have to take the off season to try to fix and grasp the playbook. But I'm not going to put too much stock in Damien Pierce being RB2, as well as a 6th-round pick in Gerard Jordan. I like a few things that I've seen out of this guy off his highlight films, but that's about it. He wasn't even the prime time, the main back. He was kind of a rotational back, which at Louisville. So he will be the same thing here, but if he had to have an extended amount of playing time, if something happened to Joe Nix, knock on wood, I don't know. I don't. Joe Mixon. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I said Joe Nix. What's wrong with me? Y'all excuse me, baby. Joe Mixon. For any amount of time, I'm not trusting who we have. You know, in the RB2, RB3. Well, you know, the backups, the depth. I'm not too convinced. So maybe Nick Caserio. Like I said, look after they make the cut downs to the 53-man roster. Maybe somebody want to have a trade, maybe want to be traded, released, or whatever, or our team might release the running back, and Nick Caserio can do what he always does and trade like a future 6th or 7th round pick to bring the guy in, so he don't have to go to waivers and clear waivers. We can just add him to the roster, a veteran running back who could help and easily step up to the RB2 position. And for RB3, you let Damien Pierce and Gerard Jordan battle that out and may the best man win. But I believe Damien Pierce can also help us on special teams, as well as Gerard Jordan and Omagunwale. If I ain't say it right, Omagunwale. Y'all just understand. You know who I'm talking about. But that's a position of concern to me. It still needs some attention, man. That's a huge question mark. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm satisfied with that, because our run game was trash boo-boo last season. We managed to get something going with Motor Singletary, but it took Bobby Slowick and head coach DeMeco Rookies too long to figure out that Motor Singletary was the guy who can actually play football in the Bobby Slowick system. So I hope they don't sit there and let it linger too long and try to hold on to Damien Pierce, because he was a Nick Caserio draft pick. He can play special teams. Maybe he's a special teams guy, man. Everybody is not meant to be a RB1, RB2, or a primetime player, man. The whole team has to contribute to be a championship contender, and he can contribute somewhere. Damien Pierce can contribute somewhere. But that's one of the huge question mark position. Also a huge question mark position still, to me, in my opinion, is the cornerback position. I know for their first pick in the 2nd round, 42nd overall, we grabbed the lockdown corner, Kamari Lasser, but he has speed questions, and this is the NFL, man. This is the NFL. We have 2 guys on this roster that's in front of him that, dude, they were top 10 picks, actually top 9 picks. I'm looking at the roster right now, man. At the cornerback position, that's ahead of him is Jeff Okudah and C.J. Henderson. Those guys were, I think Jeff Okudah was the 3rd overall pick, and C.J. Henderson was the 9th overall pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars. These are 2 top 10 picks that's on a 3rd team. So Kamari Lasser is going to have to go out and show and prove himself. I'm not just going to bank on him taking over that position. Jeff Okudah may not be a ball hawk type of guy, but he is a solid tackler. He can keep up with the best of them. He's just not the guy that they thought they was drafting, that the Lions thought they was drafting when he came out of Ohio State. But he could be a serviceable cornerback. I don't know if he's going to play or fill the role that Steven Nelson did, but he could be a serviceable guy next to Derek Stingley, but also Derek Stingley has injury concerns and injury questions as well. He haven't had a full season at all in his first 2 years. I believe he's going into his third year. So Derek Stingley has something to prove as well. He has to stay healthy, because other than that, now we have a defensive back with Jeff Okudah and C.J. Henderson, and the guy behind him is a rookie in Kamari Lasser and some other guys. So that's another position that I think the Houston Texans have to address, man. Like I said, maybe they address it when they do the roster cut downs from the 90 to the 53 or from the 90 to the 75. Maybe it's somebody out there that can play efficiently, that can kind of give you what Steven Nelson gave you, or maybe they go back to the drawing board and hit up Steven Nelson again if he haven't signed with anyone yet, because I don't believe he has. Maybe they're like, look, they let him test free agency. Look, this is what we can offer you. We want you to come back. We want you to play with this team that's trying to be a contender. Just bring him back and let him compete, man. So those are the two positions that has huge question marks, and DeMeco Ryans and Nick Caserio has to address. I have a one in the hole position, which is the defensive tackle position. We have a lot of bodies at that position, and we have like DeMeco Autry, who could play defensive end and defensive tackle and rotate to that position. But that's about it. We do have some guys who have some starting experience, but they're not any type of... They're not the name or all-pro or Pro Bowl type guys. And I know you don't have all-pro or Pro Bowl players at every position. No Super Bowl team does. No playoff team does. Everyone is going to have some holes or some position of needs that they believe they have to fill every offseason. So these guys could step up and surprise us. Let me look at the position right now. At the defensive tackle position, we have Foley Fatukasi. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but its name is Foley Fatukasi. Maybe I'm saying it wrong, but also we brought in Tim Settle. We have Khalil Davis. Like I say, DeMeco Autry could rotate back and forth from the end to the tackle position. Also, they added Mario Edwards, Kurt Hinish. So we have a lot of bodies at that position, but none of the guys haven't been just like everyday proven starters. I can get it done. I believe Fatukasi has the most experience, maybe Tim Settle, but he hasn't had a lot of production either. So that's another position. That's the position number 3. But the first two positions, the RB2 position and the CB2 position, are the huge question marks, as well as the defensive tackle positions. But they can rotate guys and bodies in and make that serviceable, because you have the Nico Autry who can rotate out of there. And then on your ends, you have Will Anderson Jr. And you have Daniil Hunter, man. So those guys are going to go hunt, as well as you have Al Shire. He's the middle linebacker. Then you have Christian Harris, and I think that also that it's that linebacker position they have penciled in Henry To'o penciled in at that Sam linebacker position, but I don't know. They can also be looking for someone to compete with those guys at that position as well. And then also at the wheel linebacker, they really don't have too many guys behind Christian Harris, but I like the rookie that they brought in Jamal Hill. He was a safety, a converted safety to linebacker from Oregon. The guy is a blazer. He also had a few highlights from rookie minicamp. Well, he looked like he can be a guy that can cover linebacker. He could be a good person to compete with Christian Harris. We know Christian Harris got that, and he's taking it next level to be a everyday starter. But other than that, like I said, the top two positions is RB2 and CB2. So those are the positions that has huge question marks still. And Nick Caserio has to address those positions. H-Town. Rookie mini camps went down over the weekend. I have some audio from your head coach, DeMeco Ryan.
Yeah, first day, we're excited to work with these young guys, young talented players we have, as rookies coming in. Excited to actually get on the grass with them. We're all excited about the draft and acquiring these guys.
I also have a few highlights of Cade Stover, the 4th-round tight end out of Ohio State. I also have a few highlights of Jamal Hill and also Kamari Lasser and Kalen Bullock. Those guys all participated in rookie mini camps over the weekend. Kamari Lasser signed his deal. I don't believe Kalen Bullock signed it yet, as well as Blake Fisher. Those guys still waiting to sign. Don't know what the holdup is, but everyone participated in the rookie mini camps over the weekend, and I have a lot of nice highlights. And head coach DeMeco Ryan was pleased with what he saw out of these guys over the weekend. So I'm gonna give you a few clips. You guys tell me what you think.
As you guys saw, there are not a lot of long lines out there. So some position groups have 1 or 2 guys. So we're taking our time, doing a great job of teaching these guys so they are ready to roll with our veterans when they come back in on Monday.
I believe head coach DeMeco Ryan is excited what he saw out of these rookies over the weekend, as well as I didn't know Kamari Lasser had no idea that his head coach came from Bama. And the Bulldog/Bama rivalry is real. Blood is thicker than mud, baby. And those guys right there, man, he was hilarious. Kamari Lasser was hilarious. He's going to be a nice interview and a nice guy that to talk to. He's been in a big program, so he knows how to handle the media. But this guy was hilarious. He did not know that his head coach, DeMeco Ryan, was Roll Tide, and he let the media know that, and they was all cracking up. Check out the video.
Culture here as well. With DeMeco going to Alabama, you going to Georgia, what were some similarities that you noticed between him and Coach Smart and what they preach?
Coach went to Bama?
DeMeco. Yeah.
I ain't know that. But those 2 programs, very high profile program.
I told you. My guy is hilarious. I don't know if he can play football in the NFL yet, but I know that guy can handle the media, and that guy is hilarious. I like Kamari Lasser. I believe he will be a good pickup. The guy does not lack of confidence. He wore during the draft a big necklace, dog tag necklace with a lock on it in the key, baby. So the guy is confident. Like I said, he didn't get scored on a lot in college. I know. His 40 time is from 4.51 to people reporting 4.67. I don't know, but my man on the highlight films and on the all 22, it looks like my man can keep up with any receiver. But that's college. This is the NFL, so he has to prove it. But I'm loving Kamari Lasser. H-Town, this is the last topic of the show, baby. And I saved some of the best for last because I know all the Houston Texans fans and all the people that watch Hot Topic TV, baby, is going to have an opinion on everything. And I'm loving it, baby. I love it. I love the debate, baby. Maybe I can tag someone. Maybe we can debate on the show live, however you want it. But your boy loves to do what he do. He loves bringing the fire to the community, to the Houston Texans fans, to the people out there on YouTube. I love it. But should the Houston Texans go ahead and extend Nico Collins? And I say yes. I say yes. I don't know. Some people saying around $25 million a season. It could be a steal if Nico Collins produced like he did last season. If he produced anywhere near what he did last season, he may not have the same numbers because adding to Stephon Diggs, having Tank Dell back, ready to go, adding to Cade Stover, re-signing, a lot of guys on offense, bringing in a Joe Mixon who's going to catch some passes out the backfield. That may limit some of his touches, but he still can be as productive. His yards after catch can still be the same because Nico would run over you and he would get yak yards like no other. So if he continued to produce like that, his bag could go bigger. So $25 million to me don't sound bad if you give it. If you give my man a 3-year deal, a shorter deal with the money front loaded up front, man. But I know head coach DeMeco Ryans and Nick Caserio probably want to see if he can stay healthy for one additional season. But if you let my man reach free agency, now you have to get into a bidding war, and now you have problems on your hand. And also Stephon Diggs will be a free agent as well. So now you're looking at the roster like, man, no, our number one and number two, or number one, number two. However, reverse the roles with either of those guys. Those guys both can end up in free agency, and now we just got Tank Dell and a bunch of other guys on the roster. So the Texans must address this. I think Nick Caserio will, after he continues to add and, kind of, tweak the roster. Tweak the roster a little bit. So I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if before the season or during OTAs or doing training camp, if you hear, a Nico Collins deal has came through, so I wouldn't be surprised. Nick Caserio, he will negotiate during the season as well. So even if Nico Collins start off the first 6 games looking like the guy he did last year, then Nick Caserio can bring the negotiations to the table, holler at his agent, and see what they think and bring my boy Collins back, baby. But Collins has been a soldier for us. He hasn't been able to stay healthy, but he's went through so many offensive coordinators in the years that he was here dealing with Bill O'Brien. I don't even think it was Bill O'Brien. Maybe Bill O'Brien, but I know for sure it was David Culley. And then also you had Lovie Smith and Pelp Hamilton. So that right there was a train wreck within itself. So I believe my man Nico Collins will be worth the $25 million this season. I think they should give him a deal early and extend my guy. H-Town, you tell me what you think. Should they wait? Should they go ahead and extend him? Because it's going to cost them more in free agency if my guy balls out. But H-Town, that's all on the show today. I'm your Dreadhead host, Hot Topic TB. It's been real chopping it up with you guys. And peace.
Texas!
Put some respect on our name.